guys, today I'm going to film a video on the more beauty side of things. I haven't done that in a while, and I'm going to show you how I do this kind of bronzy highlighted summery look that's not too much, but you can wear it kind of in the day and in the evening. It only takes me like 15 minutes, it's not that long. Alright, stay tuned.
So the first thing I do is I wet my beauty blender. This is the Real Techniques one. I just kind of get it damp under a cold tap, and then I'm going to use my L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour foundation. I just use one pump of that, and that kind of does my whole face. It's quite good coverage, so you don't need an awful lot of it. I kind of put bigger splodges on bigger areas like my cheeks and my forehead, and then I do small like dots of it on my nose and my chin. I blend this out with my beauty blender, and then I kind of try to blend it all the way into my hairline so that I don't have a weird foundation mark, and I blend it kind of in dabbing, really like small strokes almost. I find that's the best way to kind of get it without making it go all splodgy. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing now. The next thing I'm doing is I'm going to get my Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. I have the lightest shade of this just because I have really light skin, but if you had darker skin you could put a lighter shade under your eyes and a kind of more true shade on your blemishes. So I put it on my spots, I put it around the sides of my nose because they get a little bit red, and then I put it under my eyes because I get quite bad dark circles. This is me pulling a really adorable face. Yeah, that's a photo opportunity right there. I also like to put it down the top of my nose because I find my foundation there kind of goes a little bit patchy, and that kind of stops it because it's like an extra layer, so I like to do that. Then using my Real Techniques sponge again to blend that out. Same again, really just in the kind of sharp dabbing motions. It's just me having a cute little sing-song. I had some really good tunes on when I filmed this. Then I'm using my MUA setting powder. This is a translucent powder, so I use my sponge again, dab that in there on the side that I didn't get my foundation and concealer on. I put quite a lot of it under my eyes, just to make sure that my concealer doesn't crease. I have really bad problems with concealer creasing. I don't know if it's just the Collection one or if I'm just using too much or what's going on. And then I use whatever's left on my sponge of that setting powder, put it all over the rest of my face just to set my foundation. That stuff goes everywhere, as you can see. I'm trying to wipe it off. So I leave that setting powder on while I do my eyebrows and my eye makeup because it kind of helps to leave it on for a little bit. I think when you actually do it, it's supposed to leave it on for like 20 minutes, but I just kind of do this because it means I'm not sat around for ages, but also I'm kind of multitasking, so I'm letting it set and also doing my eyebrows and my eyeshadow. So I'm using I think it's called the Maybelline, I can't remember what it's called, the Maybelline Brow something. Maybe, no, I don't know. This one, it's just like a mascara for your eyebrows. So sometimes when I'm in a rush, I just use this. If my eyebrows aren't too much of a mess and not too sparse, it just kind of makes the hairs darker and picks up all the little ones that are really fine. You do need to have well-shaped brows for that though. Then I'm using the spoolie brush on the end of my Urban Decay brow pencil. So this is the Urban Decay Brow Beater. And I'm going in with the pencil end. It's a really, really fine pencil. So I'm kind of doing really short hair-like strokes. I tend to fill in bits that are really kind of gappy and sparse first, then I do the ends, and then I kind of just go all over to make sure it's all the same colour. There aren't like bits that were sparse that are now darker, etc, etc, and make sure that they're well shaped and defined and not too bushy. I kind of look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame here. I'm only realising this now. Oh well, just don't judge me, guys. Then I'm going back in with the spoolie brush just to make sure that that's all blended out and there aren't any noticeable lines or anything. I try and do this without kind of blending it all up my forehead and everything, because I've done that many a time. I think what happened there was I blended too much or something, and I realised there was another gap, so I just went back in. I kind of just do this as many times as needs to be until I'm happy with my eyebrows. As you can see, going back in again, and really, I think this is the last time. Yeah, there we go, we're done. So now I'm getting my army of eyeshadow palettes out. So the first one I'm going in with is the Benefit World Famous Neutrals palette. There's a purple one and a pink one, and I don't know if they're different names, but I have, obviously, as you can see, the pink one. So I'm going in with Cool My Buff, which is kind of quite a banana-y nude shade. I put this all over my lid, all in my crease, just to kind of give me a good base. Then I'm going in with a kind of matte pink colour on my Real Techniques. Oh, I'm not sure. I think it's just called eyeshadow brush. It's quite a fluffy brush, so I'm putting that all in the crease. Then I'm going in with a darker matte purple. I like to work my way from light to dark colours. This again is going in the crease, because if I work my way from light to dark, I feel like it builds up better, whereas if I just went in with straight in with a dark colour, it doesn't last as long and it doesn't give me the same effect. Then I'm going in with, oh, I forgot what it's called. The dark matte brown from the Benefit palette. Now I'm going in with a kind of light rose, it's like a mix between a light rose gold and a dark champagne colour. This one's a sparkly one, but all the ones I use in my crease are matte. Then I'm kind of getting this really cute little Real Techniques brush that's like a tiny buffing brush, just to buff out the tops of my eyeshadows to make sure there's no really harsh lines and just blend. So now I'm getting my L'Oreal Infallible powder that goes alongside the foundation, and a Real Techniques buffing brush just to blend out the setting powder from underneath my eyes. So I'm just moving back and forth to make sure that that my eyes don't look like Casper the Ghost compared to the rest of my face. Now I'm getting my MAC brush. This is a travel size small fluffy brush, just to put this powder all over my face. Just to keep it matte, because this is a matte powder. So now I've got my NYX contour stick. Now this is the Wonder Stick. This is one of my favourite products probably ever. So I'm going in with the dark side. I used the colour Universal just because I actually ordered it online the first time I bought it, so I wasn't sure what colour to get, and I thought Universal sounded like the safe bet, but actually it has turned out to be a really good shade. It's a really good match. So I do underneath my cheekbones, all down the side of my nose. My nose is quite wide on the end, so I do kind of down the sides as well. Then I kind of go across my forehead and do 3 dots across the top of my forehead.